Hey, this is Niamh of the Stay-at-Home Family, and I used to ask myself a lot before I had a successful home business, before I had created any of the stuff I've created in the last couple of years. I used to always ask myself, why do I feel like this and what's wrong with me? So I would have these moments where I would look at my life and it wasn't the way I wanted it to be. And I would be frustrated. I would be like, well, how come I ended up here? Or I would look at online stuff. I would see different people advertising online businesses and even sharing like how they were doing it, certain strategies. And I would watch them, and while I was watching them, I'd be like, oh, that's really cool, that's really inspiring. But I would find myself not doing anything. And when I asked myself why that was, it was always because it was like, oh, well, it's not for you, Niamh, you can't do it. Or well, they have some advantage that you don't have. Sometimes it was even as bad as they're a man and you're a woman. Or sometimes it would be, well, you failed at this and this and this, therefore you're going to fail at that. So you see, there's these little feelings and fears and things that pop up, and we think that we're the only one who has them. Right now you might be thinking you're the only person who feels like your situation is inescapable. I remember feeling like that, being like, why does it always end up the same? So I was watching all these like law of attraction videos and listening to these audios every day, and I remember feeling frustrated because it felt like no matter what I did, I always ended up back in the same place, and it felt totally inescapable. And I really thought, I was like, I can see that there's these other people out there who are doing stuff with their lives, but that's not available for me. That's not an option for me because I'd never experienced it. So it seemed like, well, if I've never experienced it, why would I now? Now, the truth is that you probably have actually experienced some incredible things in your life. But the first thing is to realize that you aren't alone. That whatever it is that you're feeling about your own ability to create your life, your own ability to make changes in your life, your own chances of achieving success and achieving your dreams, if you doubt them, if you feel uncomfortable, if you feel unsure, guess what? Not only are you not alone, you are 100% perfectly normal. That is the normal, average reaction to looking at our lives. We go, our brains are designed to expect what we've had in the past. It's the only way that we can project into the future. So we sit there and we go, well, I've never done it, or I tried something and I failed, or well, who am I to even try? No one in my family has done it. We start kind of comparing ourselves to the people around us. And if you really look at it, you probably are in a similar situation to most of the people in your life. You might be a little bit further ahead or a little bit further behind, but you're kind of on average going to end up in the same sort of space. Be that working a job, be that living on support, be that whatever it may be. Typically we kind of end up at the same sort of income level, the same sort of lifestyle as the people around us. And that's because that's what we're comparing ourselves to, and we're going, okay, I'm normal. And we feel like that's what is possible and probable. So guess what? That's what happens because we work towards what we expect to happen. So if you want to create change, and if you're frustrated and you're feeling like you're on this treadmill that will not stop, and you're looking at it going, oh, I can't do this, you need to make a sudden, decisive action that cuts off the past and says, hey, I'm opening up a new future. And then from there, you need to kind of dig into who has created the future I want to create, so you can install some new beliefs. Because guess what? When I first came to online marketing, I believed that I was going to fail. I believed it the day I started. I believed it wasn't going to happen for me. And I was very, very lucky in that I was so frustrated with my current situation. I was so not wanting to end up in the same situation again. And that situation was working for Starbucks. I just did not want to end up back making coffees, having hair that stank of coffee. Oh my gosh, once I was in line at a post office and people were like, why does it smell like coffee in here? And I was like, I didn't just get off a 10-hour shift and stink of coffee. But despite all of that, I was able to create what I had always dreamed of creating, because I started to, first I made a decision that I was going to do it, and then I started to listen to the stories of other people who had done it, to realize that they also started with the same feeling, and to close that gap between me and them. Because I am no different than you. I am no better than you. I just picked the path and have walked a little bit further down it. So I'm inviting you to come along with me to be on this path, because my dream is to create the most successful team of entrepreneurs in the history of online marketing. And I've been really lucky to align myself with other people who share that dream. But we want you to come along with that. We want you to be part of that journey. So if you're sitting there feeling like, oh, I don't know if I can do it, guess what? That's how I felt when I started, and I've done it. So you know it's possible. But your first step is to make a decisive action, and then align yourself with other people who've done what it is that you want to do and who've experienced what you're feeling now. We've all been on that treadmill. That never ending, it's never going to change. It's time to get off it. So click the link below, make a decisive action today, and join us on the other side. See you there.